Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on the channel. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to make a overhead GUI with their name and their group role. So let's get started. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to do is actually create the GUI. So what I'm going to do is just insert a new part. So we're just going to build the GUI off of this. I'm going to insert a billboard GUI. And from there I'll insert a frame so we can kind of see this white frame, and we're going to be working with that. But first, let's go over to the billboard GUI. I'm going to name this overhead GUI, and I'm going to change a couple of properties. So the first thing that I'm going to change is the max distance. I'm going to set this to something like 45, so as we go farther out you can't see it. Only from a kind of close proximity the other players can see it. For the size, I like to go with the 7, 0, 3, 0. I like that height, and I'm going to set the studs offset to a 3. So it's actually above the part, which will eventually be the head, and so we can actually see it. From there, we're going to go into the frame. We'll just keep it as frame. The size will be 1, 0, 0.75, 0, and I'm going to set the position to 0.50, 0.50, and of course anchor this on 0.5, and so we have our frame. Awesome. So from here, what I'm going to do is make this invisible, or set the background transparency to 1, and insert a new text label. So this text label is going to be called username label. So this will have the username, background transparency to 1. For the position, I'm going to go with the 0.50, 0.250, and of course set the anchor point to 0.5. I'm going to set the size to 0.97, 0, 0.45, 0. And I'm going to just change the font face to a Montserrat bold, make that text scaled, and I'm going to make this white. And as the default text, I'll just have this say username. And then inside of this, we're going to have a UI stroke, keep it as contextual, and I'm just going to set this to 2.5, just like that. Actually, no, I'm going to set this to 6. Yeah, that's, in my opinion, a lot better. But once we do that, what I'm going to do is duplicate it. So let's just duplicate the username label, and I'm going to name this to role label, and we will set the position to 0.75, and I'm going to set the size to 0.425, so just a little lower. I'm going to set the text to role, and I'm going to make the text colored a nice like orange to yellow, so something like this. So I think this looks perfect. What we can do is actually just start coding. So I'm going to take this over a GUI, don't worry about the part, move into replicated storage, and I'm just going to delete that part as we don't need it now. What we're going to do now is go inside of server script service, insert a new script, and we're going to begin coding here. So we need two services. We need the players and the replicated storage. Let's get the overhead GUI template, which is replicated storage, wait for child, overhead GUI. I'm going to get the group ID, so that's going to be the role. And here you want to paste in your group ID. Now I have a group ID, which is my Brick Sauce Entertainment ID. Make sure to join the group. But once we have that, we can actually start coding our main function. So what I'm going to do is say local function create overhead GUI. We'll take in a player as a player. We're going to say player that character added :connect function, pass the character, which is a model. Local head is character, wait for child head, and we'll wait 5 seconds for that. If not head, then return end. Local GUI clone. is overhead GUI template clone, so clone that template. Local username label is GUI clone wait for child frame, wait for child username label. If we have the username label, we'll say username label.text is just the player.name. That's easy. After that, we're going to say local role label is, I'm just going to copy and paste that and make this role label. And we're going to check if we have the role label. That's good. And if the player is in group, and we'll pass the group ID, let's first handle the edge case. So if they're not in the group, we'll just set the text to guest. Oops. And if they are in the group, we'll just set the role label.text to the player, get role in group, and the group ID, just like that. Once we do that, let's set up the GUI. So GUI clone.adorny is the head, and GUI clone.parent is the character, just like that. Once we've done that, we need to call this function. So we're going to say player added connect overhead GUI template. We also want to check for the players that are currently in the game, just in case they are not called with player added. So for underscore player in iPairs, players get players do create overhead GUI player, just like that. And that should be it for the code. So what I'm going to do is save the game and test this out. And we say attempt to connect failed. Passed value is not a function. So let me take a look at that. Create overhead GUI. I put something else here that is incorrect. We want to put the create overhead GUI. Let me save that. And when we play the game, we see the name up here, Green Tree Gaming, and we have the owner text just like that. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!